Alright, so this is going to be our unit performance task. What we're looking at is kind of what we're going to do to make a lunch line much faster. So what I do is I open the PDF in Preview so that I'm able to type on it. And we've got to think about how we're going to make the lunch line move faster. So how I want to make my lunch line move faster is I want to have separate lines. I will know that I have accomplished my goal if all the students are able to get to be on time. To their next class after lunch. Right? Because the problem is all these kids, they're waiting so long in the lunch line, they don't have time to eat their lunch, then they're late to class. What contributes to delay in the system? There's only one line, right? The problem is there is only one line and a lot of students. There needs to be more lunch ladies, and the line can split up based on the food choices. So, for example, everyone who wants pizza is in the pizza line, and those that want fish sticks are in a different fish stick line. Right? Because then it will go faster because it will go faster because they don't have to, and by they, let's be more specific, the lunch ladies don't have to stop and ask you questions. They already know what you want based on the line you stand in. There's also more lines. You can pause if you need to and move on here. 3 criteria and constraints. Okay, so for my goal, the constraints are limited time, limited space, right? The cafeteria is only so big. Limited people, right? Can't just hire a total amount of people, however many I want. The criteria is line needs to move faster. Kids need food, need time to eat lunch. And so if the line's moving faster, kids need time to eat lunch. Kids need to line needs to move faster, kids need to eat lunch, kids need to be on time to class that is after lunch. There, we got 3 of each. Make a plan. The plan is that there will be 2 lines because there are 2 different food choices. The kids can line up with whatever food they want that day. Test your design. How does it work? How do you know? It works better than one line because it separates people. So the 2 lines are getting help at the same time. That is moving twice as fast because 2 students are being helped instead of it is important to improve, and to improve, I would make sure that students also have their ID and or money ready before they get to the front, so it moves faster. That way too. Alright. Checklist. Does it include a clear goal statement? Yes, because our goal is to go faster and be able to do that. So mark that off. Oops. Little one. Make a little check mark. Clear goal statement. Check. Identifies the factors. Yeah, we said what was wrong and how we addressed it. Detailed diagram. You guys would probably have your diagram, so I won't check mark it because I didn't do it, but you can. You made your diagram with your 2 different lines. Test the effectiveness. Yep, we tested it. We identified some improvements. Yep, we said we were going to have people be ready to pay right away as well. Displays and clearly explains the plan. I feel like we do. All our check marks. You guys can check mark that too because you're going to make your own diagram as well, however you'd like to. I just can't because I didn't make the diagram. I just explained it for you so that you could make your own diagram. Alright, and that's everything that we're going to need for the unit performance task. We researched, we built, we did our checklist. Now we need to do unit review. That this telescope is used in space instead of on the ground. Good question. They want it so it will avoid collision with objects on the ground. I mean, there's not a lot of objects on the ground to fly with. Provide a clear view of objects in outer space. Yes, remember they have we talked about the lenses. To keep starlight from distorting photographic images. Ooh, yeah, that's even clearer. To relay radio signals without atmospheric. No, there would be atmospheric in it. So it's either B or C. Let's try C. Now it must be B. Clear objects. There we go. Which of the following is true of technology but not true of nature? Technology can be studied. Well, nature can be studied. Technology is constantly changing. Nature is constantly changing. Technology is produced by humans. That's true. Technology is found everywhere on Earth. That's also true of nature, though. Technology uses science and math. We put C and E. C and E. So select all applies. So I feel like there's 2 options there. Alright, C and E are correct because it's the ones that are specific to technology but not true of nature. The other ones were true of nature. Engineers discover things, engineers develop technology, and scientists discover things about the world. Scientists use discoveries to develop technology. Well, the scientists are discovering, and the engineers use that to develop technology. That's how they rely on each other. While some of the features of cars remain unchanged, many things have improved over time. What safety features have been engineered? We got airbags. MP3 jack is not a safety feature. Sensor activated brakes, yes. Gas mileage is not a safety feature. You've been assigned the project of making the object shown below. Classify the criteria and constraints. You can't spend more than $25. That's a constraint. It has to be lightweight. Okay. The project should be able to withstand a strong wind. Is that criteria or is it a constraint? It's a criteria. That's what they want to happen, right? It's not saying you gotta watch out for this. The project must be completed today. Whew, that's a constraint. You must build the project without any help. Ooh, constraint. The object must be lightweight. That's what you want to happen, so it's a criteria. Explain what a fair test is. A fair test is a test that has only one aspect of the test being shown. That means that the whole test is done in a fair way. The setting and other objects and materials all have to be exactly the same. It has to prove that the only factor that was changing was the one that the scientists are measuring. Okay, which of the following is a result that comes from the widespread use of cars? Is it easier to travel? Yes. Is there pollution? Yes. Do people get less exercise? Yes. Is there greater difficulty in transporting cargo? No, it's actually easier. Less efficient long distance communication? No, there's better communication. Okay. That's kind of the trade-off, right? Right, an argument using evidence that designing new technology involves trade-offs. Okay. There's always a trade-off in technology. For example, smartphones are helpful to get information quickly and communicate with others. The trade-off is that people are communicating less with each other and only care about their phones. This makes them also get less exercise as a trade-off. Right, so it's really exciting to have smartphones because they help us. We get information quickly, we can communicate with other people, we can entertain ourselves, but the trade-off is that people are communicating less with each other, like only with themselves, and then this also makes people get less exercise. The function of a modern car is to transport people quickly and safely. It's built out and engineered to carry out that function. Okay. The structure of a car is met because of what society and people want. Cars are smaller so that they can go further with the gas that they have. They also have been made electric to save the environment. Cars have airbags and seat belts to help with this also. Alright, so we're getting all the different aspects of how it meets its function. Alright, that might be the end. And that's the end of this chapter.